Hi everyone, it's Mary Ellen, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your beautiful December 2017 Sagittarius Soul Tarot reading. Spirit's chattering about your Sagittarius set point. So, welcome. If you're new, I love having you here. I'm glad you stumbled upon the channel. For all of the returning subscribers, welcome back. We've been having an incredible adventure together throughout 2017 as we have been receiving messages channeled through the cards from Spirit about the adventure, the challenge, the battle, the evolution. And Spirit's talking about having come through your initiation to your new set point. This is the place in which you come to rest. And so Spirit this month is asking me to begin by showing these images in order to help you just look into the energy that will guide you through the month of December. So I'm going to just pause and remind folks, if you're looking for a personal reading, or if you'd like to purchase a reading for a friend for the holidays or something like that, I've been getting some requests. That's, of course, absolutely fine. Click on the words "Show More" in the description box below the video. A tab opens. There's an enormous amount of information there. Everything you need, basically. All the readings, the types of readings, the pricing, the links for getting in touch with me and making a reservation. The other thing that's there, you will find some information about the live stream subscription service. There are special events that are streamed live just for subscribers to the channel. The next one will be on the 9th of December. There will be a special reading for all the subscribers that will not be posted to the public webpage. I hope that you can join me. I really want your energy there, Sag. The subscription is inexpensive. It's $35 for a whole year, and you'll have access to things that are not visible or available to the general public. I'm not sure of the time yet. I'm going to work it out. I'm taking suggestions from folks. I'm on the East Coast. It's a Saturday, so I'm hoping most everybody will be available. And I'm trying to figure out if I should do it during the day or during the evening. There are folks from New Zealand that want to chime in, etc. So it's a bit of a challenge. I'll figure it out, and I'll let you know. There will be an announcement by email to all the subscribers as soon as I can nail it down. But I want you to know it will definitely be on the 9th of December. So Sag, going forward, there are a couple things coming through about this. You're being encouraged to review, and for folks who are new, if you haven't seen the readings from the Sacred Passage tombs in the Boyne Valley in Ireland from October and messages that streamed through in November, please review them. These messages do build upon each other, and the information about your journey continues to stream forward from that place. And as we go into this solstice, Spirit's saying the season of the solstice, in order to finish the journey that was started through all the eclipses and all the changes that came, the portals that opened, the cycles of the full moon, which were very, very intense this year. And in fact, the most intense supermoon of the year is coming in just a couple days. So if you didn't know that, Spirit says go to the website, go to Google, and check it out. And any astrology sites that you resonate with about the implications of this supermoon that's coming in December. I think it's either the 2nd or the 3rd. So over the top of your reading, we have this beautiful goddess. Let me just toggle over. Hi, everybody. There she is. That's the Queen of Battle. And you know, Sag, you've been honored, Spirit is saying, through this journey of 2017, approaching this new set point that you are creating through your shift and change as you prepare to go forward into 2018. And now standing over the top, the light, the theme, the image that Spirit wants to utilize to help you understand and guide you. So in this reading this month, there are a couple of guides. Sacred feminine energy. There's a lot of transformation. Spirit is talking about having come to the culmination of this journey. The prophecy for 2017, in order to prepare you to go into 2018 and utilize the shift and change and begin to build from this place. So given the nature of the journey you've had, it's no surprise to me that the sacred shamaness comes to guide you and accompany you. And Spirit's talking this month, it's all about the solstice. So there's the sun coming up. We see some images that could be interpreted in these moments to be passage tombs, illuminated by the sun. And I'm going to show you some images of that. But there she stands, the sacred warrior queen, with her power in her hand. And it has to do with the mystical realm, the underworld, the other world, the place where souls reside as they embark on journeys into this realm and out from this realm, making their sacred transitions. And, Spirit's saying there could, for you, given the journey that you had as a sacred warrior, there is no other guide that would be better to provide for you in these very mystical days of December. I'm going to toggle down. I want to show you the card, that okay, so Spirits, there's 3 messages coming through. The aspect, the energy, and the moment. Under the light, Spirit says, the mystical light of the Queen of Battle. As your energy has developed through the last several months, Spirit's talking about coming from the days of the Lion's Gate portal over the summer. Your energy transforming very rapidly, very intensely, in order to prepare for these moments that are coming in December. Look at that, Sag. That is a prophecy. And with the mystical Queen of Battle giving light to your journey and acting as your guide to walk forward with you into this final phase of transformation. As I've been saying for many months, there is a yin-yang aspect. This is about balancing your internal energy, being able to walk into that which you are. That is what Spirit is saying. So the messages that are coming through have to do with the mystical experience of self. And as you balance your energy and become able to step into the moments of this new way of doing battle, again, giving, Spirit's talking about homage to your being as a warrior, as a fire breather, as a creator, as a spark generator. This prophecy, the augury of battle, under the light and with the guidance of the Queen of Battle, there is a yin-yang aspect and a place of new beginning for you. So in the days of December, as we walk toward the solstice, you are in a place where you have been prepared and are, Spirit saying, you are taking the final steps. And in this card, the backstory is about saying prayers, reciting sacred poems, coming into a sacred form of understanding about the purity of your set point, having been transformed, and the reality of, from that place, necessarily, Spirit says, taking a new journey. So you are in the moments just before that begins, and having the beautiful shaman, the shamaness of battle, here to walk with you into that destiny is intensely beautiful. So as you walk into this prophecy, much will be revealed to you. If you have not seen the reading for last month and the month before, I'm urging you, Spirit is urging, please go and look. Even if you kind of skim through, Spirit's talking about open the video, skim through a little bit, and understand the story in the cards and how it relates to this moment that you are in. So let me transition over, and I'm going to show you the cards that represent your human journey. And so, Sag, you know, we've seen these cards together, haven't we? Particularly last month. Your journey is deepening and becoming more profound on the human realm. And that's what Spirit wants to talk about. That is why the shamaness is here, and the depiction of you in this place of transformation and ideological purity. Not dogma, Spirit says, but purity of spirit, purity of heart, and purity of knowing. So the first card on the human realm this month is about revelation. Having taken this journey and being guided in this mystical, transformative way with the Queen of Battle, as you step under the light of the supermoon and walk forward into December, there will be a revelation about the art of becoming a leader and the leadership position. I'm going to toggle over. I'm going to show you this card. Check it out, Sag. Look at that. All right. That is the revelation of art. It is about being at the completion point of a cycle. So here in your human destiny, we see this beautiful woman. And I love, again, that Spirit honors you with the signification of passion and fire in the garment. This woman is highly activated. She is a prophetess in her own right. Her destiny was to sit in her place, and through her sacred vision, she was able to make prophecy about the king and who would be the next leader. And so it's about you coming into this beautiful leadership position, highly activated with your passion, activated and flowing from you at the level of your heart chakra into a vessel in order to share with all. It's incredibly beautiful. And next to her, she has this beautiful barrel of jewel-encrusted barrel of water. Life energy, source energy. And Spirit, again, is saying the words prophecy. So let's toggle back, and I want you to look into the image that comes next. That is the liberator of devotion. So Spirit says, take a moment in quiet. So I'm just going to give you a few seconds to look into these images, Spirit says, and feel the energy that streams into you and the things that you know about yourself and your journey as you look into them. So, Sag, you know, with this revelation about the art of being and how to be in yourself in these days, through the liberation of your devotion. And that's what the revelation is about, revealing to you your innermost set point and how you wield your devotion in these days, how it comes into you in the deepest possible way, experiencing yourself as a portal. That's part of what's coming through. So, you know, that card, I'm going to toggle back, the liberator of devotion. It is about going through the portal, and clearly the next card we see is the sacred tomb, the passage tomb at Newgrange, and you saw that card last month. This journey is deepening. It is coming into the center place of your being, and your ability to understand yourself as a spirit being, making a sacred transition. And so those are the types of messages that are coming through. Let me show you the card. Look at that. the sacred liberator, the portal. It's feminine energy. That is the beautiful Sheila Nagi, a representation. And again, another shaman, male shaman, balancing yin and yang, carrying you forward through the portal that comes on the days of the solstice, very deeply. And you know, I think if I remember correctly, this card last month, I'm trying to remember the position it was in. I believe it's closer into your, closer to your being, Spirit says. There's going to be some, I'm getting chatter in the background about a direct experience. So again, I want to urge you on the days of the solstice, a couple days before the 21st and a few days after, there is an energy portal that clearly opens. You know, in the traditional tarot, this would be the death card. So Spirit's talking about having been, as a soul entity, lying in the passageway due to our development. That is, okay. So Spirit's talking, the words that are coming through are metaphor and allegory and things like that. Meaning, the energy set points that we've been traversing through as we've had these journeys, all of us, whatever our set point might be, it's been akin to that experience. So, you know, people were, I'm going to toggle back to the cards so you can see them. People were cremated and brought in a ceremonial way into the passage tombs to rest there and finish their soul journey in order to process the experience of a human existence, which is, the Spirit saying, that's a lot. It's really intense to come here and do battle through your life, trying to figure out all the things that we quest toward, Spirit says. And then on the day of the solstice, the light comes when the sun arises. It literally illuminates the passage tomb. There are altars. In every tomb that I went in, there were 3 altars. And some of them had multiple chambers, but in each central chamber, there were 3 altars. And Spirit's talking about the 4 directions. All right. So I don't know factually, but what I came to think about and I believe understand is that remains were perhaps moved around these altars. From one bowl, there were sacred bowls in the altars, from one bowl to the next, depending on the season, or perhaps placed there in a particular placement, depending on the season in which their human existence finished. And there they remained until the day of the solstice, when opens a portal through which a soul can move. And so, you know, when you look at this bottom line of cards that represents your human existence, it's a very mystical thing about the art of soul movement coming into your awareness, being revealed to you in these days. And how you take your passion and your leadership and your warriorship and move your soul forward and become very deeply aware of yourself as a spirit being in these days. And Spirit's chattering a lot. That's why the shamaness is here. This is a mystical journey that will bring you into awareness of the reality of being a spirit walker in a human form on this planet, and the challenges of being here, the mystical beauty of traveling back and forth to and from this place, Spirit says. It's truly life-changing, Spirit says. And so, you know, we're looking at a prophet, we're several prophecies, and revelation of understanding in art, the art of this type of transition. I'm going to show you a couple of photos that I loaded up under the direction when I was doing my meditation this morning for you folks. I think I've told you this story, but I don't remember, so bear with me. When I was in the passage tomb at Null, out of which some of the readings came, I went there, I was able to get the key and go in and sit and do meditation and do some card readings. And when I went into the central chamber, I, of course, had to walk through the passage, and it was really dark. I propped the door open. I was a little bit afraid. I did the readings. The door shut when I threw down the runes. I did a rune reading. I put the runes down, the door shut. So there I was, plunged into darkness. When I was done, I sort of gathered myself. I had to recompose myself because it freaked me out on a certain level. And yet, I knew that's what I was there for, to go deeply into that place and have the experience. And so, on a human level, I was afraid. I was trying to fend that off, so to speak. And Spirit said, no, 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 no. And, I'm chattering about that because that's what I see in your cards. It's a big deal. That's why the shamaness is here. So when I was done with all the readings, I thought, okay, hallelujah. I was able to pull it off. I wasn't sure, what was going to happen inside that place, given my clairvoyance and all those kinds of things. A gust of wind came by. All of a sudden, the wind picked up as soon as I was done and blew open the door. It was a very heavy iron door. I don't know how that happened. The door is recessed into the mound, but nonetheless, when I looked up and heard the wind coming, this is what I saw, Sag. And that's what Spirit's chattering about. For you, this experience of going through the portal, through the liberation, a soul liberation, liberating your devotion, and Spirit's talking about, to your human existence, and being able to see the reality of the soul travel that you are on. And so, in that moment, I had a profound epiphany about the practice and the reason for these passage mounds, for the metaphor, Spirit saying again, of what this means. So many of these passage tombs, when the solstice comes, they were built in such a way that they are aligned with the sun. Spirit saying, like the Great Pyramids. So on these 4 or 5 days surrounding the day of the solstice, which is the 21st of December, if you don't know, when the sun rises, the energy streams into the passage and illuminates the altar bowl, and the souls that are ready to move forward have a literal energetic pathway on which to travel into the mystical realm. And clearly, Sag, that's what you are going to be experiencing. These things, information that is just for you, because of your energetic set point, you will understand, something will be revealed to you about the, Spirit saying, the sameness and the difference of the spirit walk and the human walk. So I am doing my best. There's just so much information coming through. So let me toggle back again to the card. So there you are, having emerged. This is about passing through and emerging into a new place of being. Having emerged in this way, standing just below the Queen of Battle, we see the warrior of art, who has had his revelation because of the Queen of Art, the woman who opens your human walk, who reveals things to you about destiny when you come through the portal and the sun comes and you emerge from that experience on that energy highway, and you emerge out the other side. That's how you stand. And that's the sacred passage tomb at Newgrange. You've seen this card before. It was here last month. And there is sacred energy now emanating from you in a place of purity, very highly activated with understanding and knowledge. And purple blue garments of the mystical realm. Continuing your journey, if you will, as a warrior, a sacred warrior, a soul warrior. It's not about literal physical battle, This is about bringing transformation and shift and change through your energy set point. It is not about taking up arms. I try to be careful to always say that. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do, Spirit's saying, with evangelical dogma, right? So we are attracted to religion, many of us, for certain reasons, to help us express, to help us understand. And Spirit says the same kind of thing. You will come to an understanding of your spirit self and of the human journey and the process of crossing back and forth. And because of that shift and change, when you come into this, you emerge, Spirit says, and come into this way of being, this revelation, this understanding, your energy will participate in changing the destiny of all of humanity. And those are the kinds of things that are represented deep at the stories of most major world religions. That's what's streaming through. Go deep into your tradition. Go past the dogma. Go past the mind control, Spirit says. And look, no offense to anybody. These are the words that are coming through. Go as deep as you can into the heart of the messages and understand this. From those central places, they are all more or less the same, Spirit says. So I'm going to show you another picture. Let me toggle back. There is, when I was in the Boyne Valley, I did go to the Sacred Passage Tomb at Newgrange. And there it is. It sits up on a hill. It is the front, well, probably 3 sides of it, covered with quartz, which was a high vibration, Spirit saying, earth mineral. There are many tombs. The tombs at which your reading in October came out were the Sacred Passage tombs at Douth. It is a site that is bigger in a sense, a tomb that is bigger. It doesn't look, if you look at it visually from the outside, it doesn't look like it, but there are several chambers in that tomb, and scattered around the field in which it exists, there are more tombs. So it's a place that has not been excavated in the way that this tomb at Newgrange has been. So as you come through the place in which your journey, this last couple months of the year started, because of your beautiful set point, was here. The Sacred Passage Tomb at Douth. And I told a long story in the October reading about the adventure there, so I'm not going to repeat it here. But these are some of the images we see at Douth. There was a beautiful sacred, okay, you know what? I've been calling it entity. Spirit now is saying deity in that place, rooted into the energy of the Passage Tomb, grows this tree that was literally vibrating with golden light while I was there. It was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And so Spirit's chattering on about this being one and the same, and the place from which these messages originated specifically for you in the months and the days leading into the solstice. Isn't that interesting? The ability to shapeshift, the ability to travel, the ability to take energy in and respirate it out, both from the earth and from the sacred realm. That's what this is all about, Spirit says, for you, because of your set point. It's pretty amazing, Sag. Look at that. All right, so let's take a look at the bridge card. Having seen this beautiful shift and change, this shamanistically led change, coming out of the Passage Tomb at Douth, bringing this prophecy forward to you about your nature as a warrior and your sacred set point and the journey of coming through and emerging from the Passage Tomb. This is the image about that place as a bridge between this place and the place you arrive when you come emerging through the days of the solstice. Look at that, Sag. That is about going deep into the mystical realm. And look, so Spirit's saying, look at the way the cards are aligned in horizontal and vertical lines to understand more about the messages that, frankly, and I've said this a lot, it would take me hours to stream all these messages out into a video, and I try really hard to keep it to 30 minutes, and this month I'm failing because there's so much coming through. But look at that, all right? That is the beautiful quest of skill, standing next to the augury of battle, guided by the sacred queen, the mystical shamaness. And so we see this transformation of emergence into a new way of being, standing next to this prophecy about a new life, a new way of doing battle, and supported by the revelation of things to come, the art of existing in this spiritual dimension while you're walking across the earth, with all these beautiful representations of sacred animal medicine, so to speak, here on the planet. Check it out. Look at that. Spirit's been talking about the notification of Pisces, right? So going deep into the waters of existence. And you see all the leaves fluttering around, indications of autumn. Also, indications of potential feelings of overwhelm about the intensity of the shift and change. And there we have eagle and raven. It's about sacred vision. Go look up these animal medicine cards information. All right? Swimming to the source. It's a beautiful tale. Right? Elk has stamina for the long journey. And owl, the ability to see in the dark. And you know what I love about this owl? It's a snow owl, obviously. Winter is coming here in the United States anyways, where I live in the Northeast. And, the sacred owl who comes in the moments before a soul begins to transition. And, I've worked for many years as a nurse, and I'll tell you, in some of the places where I worked, I'm in a relatively rural area. When people were in the preparation period of passing over, there was an owl that used to come and just sit in the driveway of the facility in which I worked. So again, crossing over into this regestation because of the journey that is prophesied for you in 2017. It's very amazing. So building upon that, as you go forward, in the spirit realm, the place in which Spirit's saying the place of deepest knowing, you come to a place where you begin to be in direct communication with your own guides. Right? There's the spirit walk. And this first card we see is the dialogue. Having come through the shift and change, you come into a new place. It is a dialogue about the knowledge that is being revealed to you in these days. There's the card. See the road you're traveling down? Turning the sacred triple spiral of destiny. Having guides to help you on your way because you are in a new place. And you may feel uncertain, and you may feel unworthy, and you may have a lot of self-doubt. And, the story behind this card is don't worry about it. You're going to be fine. You don't have to pretend to be what you're not. Just be what you are, and you'll be fine. And there will be help, and there will be assistance. And by being deeply who you are, even in your uncertainty, even a little bit of anxiety, and perhaps some overwhelm about what this means, you are turning the sacred spiral. And again, you see the little energy notation in these scenes. This is about a young man who had to travel home because the time for him had come. And that's the message for you, Sag. The time has come. You've been prepared in all the ways you need to be prepared. Don't worry about it. Stand in your place. Take up the energy. Know yourself. And know that you'll have help and assistance and guides along the journey. So the very next card is the dialogue of knowledge. Or, pardon me, I'm sorry, misspeaking, the courtship of knowledge. So, again, like I said, you are going to have this sacred assistance to help you understand this beautiful courtship and the way in which you experience the aspect, if you will, of yourself. So, the dialogue of knowledge, that's a number 2 card. So it's about new beginnings. And we saw yourself in a place of actual new beginning. The augury, the prophecy about battle of awareness. Okay? So when you come into this, and the spirit realm, this is the aspect. Spirit says this is what you know. This is what you will come to know about yourself and the relationship with the spirit realm. You understand yourself as truly being part of that realm, and you begin a new courtship with the knowledge of the facts of your existence. Spirit's saying that's what's streaming through. All right? And I love that it's filled with golden light, mirroring again, Spirit says, the light that comes on the days of the solstice. So I'm going to toggle back. I want you to take a look at the very center line of this reading for a moment and understand the shift and change in the beautiful prophecy that is meant for you in these days and the journey that you're involved in. And if you look at the very last card on the spirit realm, and Spirit's talking about that vertical line on the far right, we see the sacred shaman is here to assist you in your mystical journey, traveling into and out of the realm of the solstice with the Spirit saying the intellectual notions that come about this type of journey from the passage tombs and the experience within that energy as you approach the solstice. That's where you will be, Spirit says. And emerging from there with, again, the assistance of the shamaness into this new place of being, you have another guide that will meet you, Spirit says, on the other side. Look at that. That is the high priestess. She is standing in the light and the energy of the Sacred Mother, from whom all things flow. And it's really beautiful. Spirit's talking in the background about the liberation, the liberator of devotion, and flowing through. And this woman will stand there and she will meet you. So have no fears about going through the gateway, about going through the passage, about going through the solstice. You are supported and met and loved in a way that is profoundly deep. She has the sacred spiral of life held at her heart chakra. And there's something I think that will stream into you in these moments from this place. Sacred feminine energy. Standing at the gateway. She is the guardian of the gateway. And Spirit's asking me to show you that. See that? Spirit says, don't worry, Sag. Here's what's coming through. Don't worry. I've got it all set up. It's going to be a wonderful experience if you allow the energy. So there's talk in the background about flow. Okay, so here's why Spirit was sort of pushing me to chat around about my experience in the passage tomb. I was afraid. It's dark in there. I've had a lot of mystical experiences. I haven't talked to you about most of them, but things happen because I'm receptive. So, me taking myself into a passage tomb where souls have passed through, I thought, what if, who knows how many people pass through that place? And I thought, well, what if I end up having communication with all these people and I get overwhelmed and, I don't know, my imagination, my fear of the dark, whatever, just sort of came to the surface. I had to deal with it. So the Spirit's saying, don't worry. And that's kind of the experience I had, got a little scared. There was energy there that helped me feel calm and secure. Okay, the High Priestess was there to meet me and help me pass through. And that's the experience that you're having going into these days of solstice. And just in case you were worried, okay, I don't want you to freak out because these are very deep messages. So, Sag, while I was doing the card pull this morning, what happened was 2 cards came out as the outcome for this reading. That doesn't happen very often, but I think for you, this is the second time that has happened. All right? So here's the first card. And given the days that we're in, and the days into which we are moving, Spirit says, and the way in which the cycles of the moon have assisted your journey, this is the first card that came out. Again, it's about another card about sacred dialogue, about being accompanied and assisted in ways that are helping your movement and helping your awareness. As I said, there's a supermoon. The final supermoon of 2017 comes in just a couple days. And Spirit is speaking to me about, again, that's another portal. This is a story about Merlin and his sister. They were very close. They were very devoted to each other while they were living. And so there's talk coming through, of course, about transformation. So there's this beautiful, passionate, feminine energy joining together in a loving, understanding way. Telepathic communication. There are no words needed, Spirit says. And the transformation of male energy through the illumination that comes through the sacred place, another place of journey, with the sacred flow of information that comes to you under the light of the full moon to illuminate your journey toward the passage of the solstice. Beautiful message. So I love all the many ways, I'm going to toggle back for a sec, that Spirit is assuring you, you are accompanied, you are supported, you are loved. It is going to be an intense transition. The shamaness is here. That's how I know. Like the intensity of my journey to the passage tomb. And when I was able to just be with myself and be with my fear and be in that place and face the notion of death and, all the things that a human with my set point would sort of come rising to the surface. And I had to conquer that part of my consciousness and allow myself to be, well, first of all, physically just be there and not get up and say, this is too intense, I can't do it. I just will myself to just settle down, be in the energy, and allow whatever is meant to come through to come through. And this is what happened, right? I performed my own duty, so to speak, Spirit says. And then I was given an epiphany. Understanding was revealed to me. And that's the journey that you're on, Sag. So let me toggle over to the full spread for you. The last card that came out was a Major Arcana card. Another sacred image of beautiful female energy preparing to receive you. I'm going to show you the card, but I want you to just look into that and notice that in the bottom right of that card, there is a portal. So we see all these images of portals and roads being traveled and gateway and mystical journey and revelation. And Sag, I am so touched deeply by this spread this month. And I'm very, very grateful to have had the experiences that I have so I can understand these messages for you. And Spirit says you will understand for yourself in a way that perhaps I am not able because I'm an earth sign, right? I'm an Aries rising. So this speaks to me a bit. So here's the card close up and personal. Spirit says, here we go. Look. That is the sacred goddess of alchemy. She awaits you on these days. Let me move my fingers. Do you see the portal? She is the mingler of energy, and she is here to assist the creation of the tapestry that Spirit's been talking about, mingling the energy of all the signs who come through these journeys. And Spirit's talking about coming through the journey in the way that it is meant for you and for your development. Spirit's talking about sustenance and the food that you have needed on a spiritual basis as you've come through all this shift and change and initiation, all the portals, all the cycles of the moon. It is time for that knowledge and understanding to be revealed to you. And when you emerge from that place, preparing for 2018, this is the gift that you give to humanity. That's what's coming through. It's bringing tears to my eyes. It's really beautiful. Your energy is mingled together with all that exists and all the transitions and all the shift and change in order to bring forward the next part of our journey that we are destined for. The ability to walk in our energy set point and mingle our own energy. Live in it. Spirit says, exude it, stand in it, understand it, and begin the next part of the journey. Fully aware of yourself and, able to transmit that energy and send it out. And at the same time, mingle it with the other energy beings that are here in order to create a new, we use the word vibration. There's more coming through about that. And I'm hoping in 2018 it'll get clear for me. Spirit's been talking about our ability to see, our ability to understand, our ability to manifest, our ability to perform in this way and understand ourselves in this way. So, Sag, I'm going to leave you with the cards. Thanks for your patience. Thank you so much for your accompaniment and all your love and all your support during the days of 2017. I've really been feeling it, and I thank you so much. As you know, any of you who have been following along, I've been through my own intense transformation and shift and change in order to prepare me for whatever my destiny is. Right? So I'm looking forward to the solstice. I'll be with you in spirit, definitely, on that day. And I'm inviting you to come and be with us on the 9th of December for that special reading that Spirit is, wanting to get out from the passage tombs about the solstice. All together with the tapestry, meaning all the different astrological set points. So I'm hoping that you're there. Have a wonderful month. I hope you have a lovely holiday season, however you celebrate, and have a wonderful new year. I look forward to seeing you either on the 9th, and if not, in January. I'm going to leave you with the cards. Thank you, Sag, so much for everything you're doing. I really appreciate it.